All right, good morning, everyone. Thanks for tuning in today. Um, Before we start class, I just wanted to talk about being careful about how we measure our progress towards something we value. Being careful about how we measure our progress towards something we value. And specifically to the yoga practice, sometimes we can fall in the habit of being like, oh my gosh, that person has such an amazing yoga practice, like as an asana practice. They have such amazing handstands. They move with such grace and such beauty and such sensitivity. They must be very spiritually evolved. We can fall into the trap of measuring something we value, such as spiritual progress, and we might measure it through someone's ability to move beautifully, especially in the yoga practice. So I think it's important to remind ourselves a couple things. First, yoga practice incorporates a physical modality, such as the poses and the asanas that we do, but that's not the entirety of the yoga practice. And most of you know this already. Yet we still need to be mindful about how we're measuring our spiritual progress. I think sometimes it's really easy to fall into that trap of, oh, I'm going to measure my progress in yoga through my ability to do the postures and the breathing exercises, etc. And so we have to have this ability to be like, whoa, can I take a step back and just tune in to how I'm actually going to measure my spiritual progress? How do we measure spiritual progress? Is it related to the yoga poses? Is it related to our breathing exercises? Is it related to our ability to focus in meditation? How do we measure spiritual progress? How do we measure spiritual evolution? So that's kind of the question I was asking myself this morning. How do we measure spiritual progress? And we have to be careful about how we decide to measure it, is basically what I'm getting at. You have to be careful about how you decide you want to measure spiritual progress, because the way in which we measure something can be either empowering or disempowering. So a few things that pop to my mind that I'll share very briefly before we start practice. One way that I like to measure spiritual progress is through mindful, deliberate action. That if I'm making mindful, deliberate actions in my life, like an action where I'm like, wow, I feel like that was very, very mindful of me and very deliberate, I feel like in that way, that's kind of an indicator that, I'm going somewhere or becoming something that's taking me deeper in my spiritual practice. Greater compassion, love, and understanding for other people and for myself. Greater intuition, harnessing the ability to be sensitive to the internal messages and the external messages. The desire to serve and to be of service towards other human beings, that calling to be helpful. The ability to be independent of other people's opinions. And I think that can be tricky. Sometimes when we want to be of service of others, we can be very caught up in what others think of us. So the ability to be independent of others' opinions of us. And having this innate lightheartedness and feelings of fulfillment. And I think that's a big one for me. When there's this deep feeling of fulfillment, to me that's a really beautiful way to measure some spiritual progress, because the ego's nature is to always want more and to almost never be satisfied with whatever we're doing. So when there's these deep feelings of fulfillment, like, wow, I feel really fulfilled, I think that's a sign that the ego is beginning to unravel. And how do we measure progress in general? And sometimes we can get into this, perspective of progress is linear, and it's often not. So my invitation for you today or tonight, wherever you are in the world, is to be mindful about how you measure progress towards something you value. How do you measure progress? How do you measure your own spiritual progress? Let's start on our mats. We'll get right to our mat. Please find a comfortable seat. And then close your eyes. Once your eyes are closed, can you let your shoulders relax down your back? Can you let your face soften? How are you measuring progress in your life? Do you view progress as linear or as a spider web? As an up and a down? How do you measure spiritual progress? And for today, just to give it a bit of parameters, a few parameters, can you measure spiritual progress as your ability to be loving, compassionate, and understanding? Your ability to be sensitive, to sense your intuition? Your ability to feel deeply fulfilled? And take a few more deep breaths. And please bring your hands together in front of your chest, palms touching. We'll do one Om all together. Gosh, it's been almost a month since I've Om'd. So if you're a little croaky, don't worry. We can be croaky together. One Om. Inhale fully. May this practice invite us to be mindful of how we measure our progress in all aspects of our life, physically, psychologically, and spiritually. Blink your eyes open. If you have 2 blocks, put them up at the top of your mat. If you don't have 2 blocks, then just come onto all fours and put your hands on the ground. If you have 2 blocks, put your hands on your blocks. Step your left foot forward between the blocks. I recommend them at their medium height. If you don't have blocks, just put your fingertips on the ground. Come up onto your fingertips. Step your right foot straight back and straighten your right leg. So you're in a big lunge. Okay, and reach the center of your chest forward. Elongate through your spine. Can you take a steady breath into your body? And a slow, steady breath out. And focus your eyes just on one spot on the floor, just slightly in front of you. 3 more breaths. So another way of measuring spiritual progress, as you know, a certain parameter for just today is mindful, deliberate action. So mindfully and deliberately placing your eyes on one spot on the floor just slightly in front of you. Take one more deep inhale and a full exhale. And then please turn your right foot out about 45 degrees. So your right foot's at a 45-degree angle. Now, if this is too much on your ankle or shin, knee, hip, then just stay in a lunge. Back heel lifted. Bend into your left knee. Come up onto your fingertips so you're a little bit higher. And try to roll the upper inner right thigh down and back. So you're finding a bit of internal rotation through the right thigh. Look back towards your right foot. Keep lifting the inner arch of your right foot. And now try to reach the center of your chest a little bit more forward. Draw your shoulders down your back. And then reach both hands back on the same diagonal line as your back thigh. So your back thigh and your torso, your arms, are all on one diagonal line. You can keep the back of your skull on that same diagonal line, so you're not drooping the head down. And take 3 more breaths. Deep inhale. Steady exhale. 2, can you lift the frontal hip points up so you're not collapsing overly into the left thigh, to the left hip crease. 1 last deep inhale. Stay for the exhale. Hug the outer left hip towards the right a little. And then inhale, reach both arms overhead, biceps level with your ears. Try to stay with me. Take 1 last deep breath in. And exhale, hands down to your ground or blocks. And just switch sides. Step your right foot forward. Start in a lunge. Bend into your right knee. Press your left thigh vigorously up towards the sky. Reach the center of your chest forward. Draw the shoulders down the back. And then can you mindfully and deliberately place your eyes on one point? And even if intensity begins to surface, can you be compassionate, kind towards yourself? And take 1 more deep inhale. And a full exhale. Please spin your left foot out about 45 degrees. So your left heel comes flat to the ground like a warrior 1 stance. If that's too much on the ankle, then just keep the heel lifted, that's fine. Come up onto your fingertips now if you're not already. Keep bending into your front knee. Try not to let your right hip stick out to the right. Hug the outer right hip into the left a little. And try to find a bit of internal rotation happening from the top of the left groin. So the upper inner left thigh, right up near the groin, turns back and up towards the ceiling. Keep lifting the inner arch of the back foot. Reach the center of your chest forward, get long, take a deep inhale. Exhale, both hands back on the same diagonal line. Can you get the back of your head level with your spine? Pull your lower ribs in. And just take a few more breaths. Mindfully, deliberately place the eyes. Can you lift the frontal hip points up? Can you keep the depth in the legs? Yet keep pressing through the back foot. Inhale, both arms overhead. Take 1 more big inhale. Exhale, both hands to your blocks. Good. Please step back onto your hands and knees. You can put your blocks off to the side if you're using them. Hands and knees. Inhale, look forward. Tilt your sit bones up. Open your chest to the front. Exhale, push your hands and knees down, round through your back. Gaze towards your belly button. Inhale, look forward, tilt the sit bones up. And exhale, push your hands and knees down, round through your back. One more time. Inhale, look forward, tilt the sit bones up, open the chest to the front. And exhale, round through the back. Inhale, come to a neutral spine. Plank pose. Stack your shoulders right over your waist. So again, can you be mindful and deliberate about how you're placing your body? Can you get your pelvis level with your shoulders, the back of your head level with your spine? Keep reaching the center of the chest forward. Press the thighs up so the thighs are nice and active. Claw the fingertips against the mat. Take one more deep inhale. And exhale all the way to your belly. And keep your hands beside your lower ribs. Inhale, Cobra Pose, lift the chest. Roll your inner thighs up. The inner groins wrap up, just like what we were doing in Warrior One. So internally rotate the legs. Then press your pubic bone down. Then lift your legs up. Lift your chest up. Lift your legs up. Lift your chest up. Lift your legs up. Can you mindfully and deliberately place your eyes? Shoulders pull away from the ears. Traction the hands back against the mat slightly, as if you're trying to pull your whole body forward. Hug the elbows in. Internally rotate the legs and lift them up. Point the toes. Straighten the knees. Press the pubic bone down. Take one more inhale, lift the chest, lift the legs. And exhale, child's pose. Take a full inhale into your body and a full exhale. Deep Ujjayi breath in. Full Ujjayi breath out. Inhale, come forward to all fours. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your butt back and up towards the sky. Take a steady breath into your body. Steady breath out. As you let your heels release towards the floor, push the hands firmly forward and down. And then just try to look upwards towards your inner groin. So look back and up towards your inner thighs. And try to let the very top of your inner thighs roll back a little. So much so your knees might turn in a millimeter or so. Okay, allow that to happen. Let the upper inner thighs roll back. So much so your knees might turn in just a millimeter. Try not to overdo it. No more than a millimeter. And can you feel how the sit bones might feel like they're broadening a little? And then to just bring a little bit of balance to that, lift the inner arches of the feet and allow the heels to release down towards the ground. Try to let the outer heel touch down. And lift the inner arches of the feet. Roll the upper inner thighs back gently. Keep your skull right between your arms. Notice if you're locking out through the elbows, can you flex your biceps just a little? Take one more deep inhale. Full exhale. And bend both knees. Step your right foot forward. Step your left foot forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Reach the center of your chest forward. Exhale, fold over your legs all the way down. Okay, inhale, reach both hands all the way up towards the sky, full breath in. Exhale, hands to chest. Stay connected to your breath. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, fold over your legs. Nice and slow, no rush. Inhale, halfway lift, get long through the torso. Exhale, step right foot back, then left foot back. Take a full breath in plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Your choice, upward dog or cobra pose. Inhale, lift those thighs. Exhale, downward facing dog pose. Slow, steady breath in. Slow, steady breath out. Can you mindfully and deliberately push through your hands? Press through the thumb knuckle man, press through the index finger knuckle man, claw through the fingertips. Mindfully and deliberately place the eyes. Two more breaths. We have to be careful about how we measure things. If we measured our spiritual progress based on how well we could do handstands, well, then gymnasts would be the most enlightened people in the world. Take one more deep inhale. Exhale, bend both knees. Step your left foot forward, then your right foot forward. Inhale, halfway lift, get long through the torso. Exhale, fold. Inhale, both hands up to the sky. Exhale, hands to your chest. Inhale, reach up, look up to the thumbs. Exhale, fold over your legs, take your time. Inhale, halfway lift, get long through the torso, chest forward. Exhale, step your left foot back, then your right foot back. Take a full breath in plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog pose. Again, place your eyes. Place your hands. Can you have a slow, steady breath? Three more breaths. One more deep inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, look forwards. Step your right foot forward, and then your left foot forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Inhale, both hands all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to chest. Let's keep that rhythm. Inhale, reach up, press the feet down, stretch up through the fingertips. Fold over your legs, exhale, release the head completely. Inhale, halfway lift, get long through the torso. Exhale, step or jump, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog pose. Stay in downward dog. Find yourself moving deliberately. There are no habits here. You're mindfully placing the feet, mindfully placing the hands, mindfully placing the head, mindfully rolling the outer shoulders back and the inner biceps forward. We have to be mindful of how we measure. And most of the time we measure things based off of social paradigms. Like, for example, I measure my closeness to my family based off of how we connect and the depth of our connection, not the frequency. So I talk to my mom maybe once a month, sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less. The same with my sisters, even less frequently with my dad, but we're all incredibly, incredibly close because when we do connect, we have this deep connection and I feel so close to them. But compared to other people, they measure, closeness to their family based off of frequency of connection. So we have to be mindful that we all measure things differently, and we need to find measurements that work for us and let go of any need to compare against each other. Take one more deep inhale. Exhale all your air. Bend your knees, look forward, step or jump. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold, exhale, release your head. And inhale, reach both hands all the way up. And exhale, hands to chest. Bend your knees, sit your butt low, Utkatasana. Inhale, reach your arms up. Fold over your legs, belly to thighs, exhale. Inhale, halfway lift, get long through the torso. Step or jump, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Turn your left foot out 45 degrees like we did at the beginning of class. Step your right foot forward. Warrior one pose. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands come right back down to the ground. Mindfully lower, chaturanga. If it's a bit too much, drop your knees. Upward dog or cobra pose. Downward facing dog pose. Turn the right foot out 45, then step your left foot forward. Virabhadrasana 1. One breath in. Inhale, come up. Exhale, all the way back down. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Mindfully, deliberately place your body in downward facing dog. Push the hands forward and through the ground. Wrap the outer shoulders back, turn the inner biceps forward. Press the tops of your thighs back and up. Look at one spot between your feet. Deep inhale. Steady exhale. 3 more breaths. 2. Can you listen to your breathing? 1 last breath. Exhale, step your feet together, bend your knees, look forward, step or jump. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold, exhale, release your head. Bend your knees, sit your butt low, Utkatasana, inhale. Exhale, hands to your chest. Let's keep that rhythm. Bend your knees, inhale, Utkatasana, sit the bum down and back, reach your arms forward and up. Fold over the legs, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale, get long through the torso. Step or jump, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Turn the left foot out 45. Step your right foot forward. Warrior one. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, right back down to the ground. If you need to, you can drop your knees. Lower halfway to the floor, chaturanga. Upward dog or cobra. Downward facing dog toes. Turn the right foot out 45 degrees. Step your left foot forward. Virabhadrasana 1. Inhale, come up. Exhale, right back down to the ground. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Place your eyes on one point. Can you slow down your breathing? Let yourself drop into the experience. Can you observe if you're fighting it, if you're resisting the asanas today? And if you are, that's okay. It's a human experience sometimes. Can you go beyond the resistance and allow yourself to accept this practice for what it is today? Two more slow, steady breaths. Can you keep the placement of your eyes deliberate? Where your attention goes, energy flows. It's like that new age quote. Everyone's like, where your attention goes, your energy flows. It's on all the spiritual gangster women's tank tops now, on yoga bags. It's the new one. It's the new one. Step your feet together. Come onto your tippy toes. Bend your knees. Look forward. Step or jump. Halfway lift. Inhale. Fold. Exhale. Bend your knees, sit your butt low. Utkatasana, inhale. Stand up, hands to your heart center. We're going to do one more. Don't even think about it. Just keep going. Bend your knees. Utkatasana, inhale. Fold. Exhale, belly to your thighs. Halfway lift. Find length through your torso. Step or jump, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Pivot the left foot. Step your right foot forward. Find the rhythm. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, come all the way back down. Chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Pivot the right foot. Step your left foot forward. Warrior one. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, come all the way back down. You're doing good. You can always drop your knees if you need to. Lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Stay in downward dog. 5 slow breaths. 4. As you push your hands forward and down, kind of let your shoulders come up to your ears a little. So let your shoulders come up to your ears just a little bit. And then just to bring a bit of balance to that, wrap your outer shoulder back towards your feet. Turn your inner biceps forward towards your hands. Take a deep inhale and a full exhale. Step your feet together. Good. Come onto your tippy toes. Bring your shoulders so they're right over your wrists. Shoulders are right over your wrists. Option 1, you stay here. Look between your thumbs. Just stay here. Push that floor away. Option 2, 5 handstand hops. Bend your knees. Try to kick your butt with your heels. Maybe you get stuck upside down. Push that floor away. 4 more breaths or 4 more hops. Try your best. 3, 2, keep pushing the floor away, away, away. 1 last breath. And then land your feet at the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Let your head relax, let your shoulders relax, especially if you just did a handstand. Shoulders relax, head relax. So all drop. Because now we're going into Utkatasana. Yay! So bend your knees, sit your butt low. Inhale, reach your arms up. Sit your butt down and back. So I've been really enjoying viewing Utkatasana, this pose we're doing, as an opportunity to wake up our upper back more and even open through the upper back and work the shoulders. So can you hook your thumbs, just your thumbs cross, fan your fingers wide. Stretch your arms forward. Lift the arms up. Try to bring the arm bones back, back, back. Sit your bum down, sit your bum back. And it will feel like a little bit more of a back bend. Keep the low ribs pulled in a little, but I want you to get your groin low. Get your hip creases deep. Pull against your thumbs. Stretch your arms forward. Okay, now bring those arm bones back. Try to get your arms behind your head without drooping your head. Look forward. Try to get those arm bones behind your head. Keep your head in neutral. Get low in your legs. Bum goes down and back. Notice how the back can be tricky. Lift the arms, bring them back. Sit the bum low. Embrace the fire. Mindful, deliberate action. Bring the arms back. Keep the head neutral. Get the butt low. Enjoy the sweat. Arms back, you've got it. 3 more breaths. Get the butt low. Head neutral. One more breath. Try to get the arms behind the head, open across the breastbone. Get the butt down and back. Good, forward fold. Release. Whew. Heel toe your feet hip distance wide. Take your middle and index fingers around your big toes. Utkatasana. Inhale, reach the center of your chest forward, elongate through your spine. And then exhale, bend your elbows out to either side, fold over your legs, belly towards your thighs. Let your head release down. Take a steady breath in. Steady breath out. Mindfully, deliberately place your eyes one spot on your mat. Push your big toes down into your fingers. Pull your fingers against your big toes. Lift the inner arches of the feet. Okay. And just like we've been doing in our warrior ones and downward dogs, look towards your inner groin. Roll the upper inner thighs back a little so your knees turn in just a little. It's a bit of internal rotation. See if you can fold in a little bit deeper. And then keep the inner arches of the feet lifted, the outer heels pushing down, belly towards the thighs. Let your head drop. Shoulders away from your ears. Hug the elbows in towards the shin bones. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Let your head drop more. Fold in maybe a little deeper. Push the outer heels down. Lift the inner arches of the feet. Press the big toes down. One more deep inhale. Fold. Exhale. And inhale, halfway lift. Elongate the spine forward. Oh, exhale, hands to your hips. Deep inhale, stand all the way up. How good do you feel right now? Let's just go to Shavasana. Bending your knees. Just kidding. Step your right foot back. Please turn your right foot to face the back of your mat. And then turn your left foot just about 5 to 10 degrees in towards your right foot. Bend into your right knee. Right knee comes almost to a 90-degree-ish angle, if you can manage that. Square your chest to the left. Inhale, spread your arms nice and wide. Look just off the tip of your right middle finger. Draw the front low ribs in. Let yourself go low in the legs. Spread the arms wide, like you're incredibly proud of yourself. You know, you're embodying this feeling of pride. Pride. Look just off the tip of your right middle finger. Keep wrapping that outer right hip down and under. Push the right heel into the ground. Let your shoulders relax. 2 more breaths. Can you deliberately place your eyes? And one last breath in. And out. Right hand on the ground, on the outside edge of your right foot. Bend into your left knee. Left arm reaches overhead. Parshvakonasana. Turn your chest open towards the left. Keep pushing down through the left foot. Keep opening the right knee towards the right arm. Keep turning the chest up. 4 more breaths. 3. Can you roll the left inner bicep back? Wrap the outer left shoulder forward and down so that left palm turns back. Turn the chest open a little more. 2. Can you keep wrapping your upper left inner thigh down and back? So you're finding a bit of that internal rotation in the left leg, and then push strongly through your left foot. 1 last breath. Good, please come all the way up. Well done, warrior 2. Pivot through the feet. Do not drop your arms. Keep them up. Bend into your left knee. Other side, you're doing warrior 2, other side. If you want to get stronger shoulders, you have to be able to hold them up in warrior 2. This is such a beautiful way of strengthening our deltoids. You know, if you want to be able to do handstands, you need to have strong, delts.
If you want to be able to do good arm balances, you need to have strong delts. Can you look just off the tip of your left middle finger? Steady your eyes. Bend into the front knee, but keep reaching back through your right arm. Open your chest to the right. Like take that right arm a little more behind you. Stay proud through the chest. 3 more breaths. Breathe. Eyes are deliberately placed. Hands are deliberately placed. One more full inhale. Left hand comes to the ground on the outside edge of your left foot. Right arm swoops overhead. Parsvakonasana. Go for it. It's extended side angle. So can you reach, can you find extension through that right arm? Reach that right arm overhead with purpose. Push down through your back foot. Let your upper inner right thigh turn and roll backwards like we've been doing the whole class with the back leg. Turn the chest open towards the sky. Lunge into your front thigh. Wrap your left butt underneath you. Push your left heel down. Take 3 more breaths. 2. You got this. 1 last deep inhale. Full exhale. Come all the way up, Virabhadrasana 2. Take a full breath in. Exhale, hands to hips. Good, parallel your feet. Maybe take them in a little bit, especially if you're a more bendy person, take your feet a little closer together. Feet parallel, inhale, lengthen through the spine, get tall. And then exhale, fold right over your legs, all the way down. Walk your hands back so they align with the heels of your feet. Inhale, straighten the arms, elongate your spine forward, find length in your spine first. Exhale, bend your elbows and let your head come towards the floor, almost like you're doing a tricep push-up. Elbows bend to 90. Head comes towards the ground. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Take a steady breath in. Steady breath out. 5 breaths here. Push the hands gently into the ground. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Like we've been doing the whole class, wrap the upper inner thighs back and up. Simultaneously lift the inner arches of the feet. Press the big toes down. Press the outer and inner heel down. 2 more breaths. Okay, 1 more deep inhale. Full exhale. And inhale, straighten your arms, chest forward. Shift more weight into the balls of the feet. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, come all the way up. Inhale, spread your arms nice and wide like your bird flying through the sky. The arms are supported by strong wind. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, lift your chest, get tall. Exhale, fold over your legs again. This time, take your middle and index fingers around your big toes. Around your big toes. Inhale, chest forward, elongate the spine. Exhale, bend your elbows, fold over your legs. Let your head release towards the ground. Bend your elbows. Flex your biceps. Pull your shoulders away from your ears. Let your head release down. Try to find even weight between the balls of the feet, the heels of the feet. Hinge at your hips. Roll the upper inner thighs back and up just a little, but keep the inner arches of the feet lifted. Option to stay here, or if you want to practice press handstand, now would be the best time to do it. Plant your hands 1 foot in front of your feet. Come onto your tippy toes, lean forward, shift forward, and up you go. Wherever you are, take 2 more breaths. 1 last deep breath in. If your legs are up, bring them back down. Everyone, hands to your hips. Okay, inhale, come all the way up. Turn towards the front of your mat. Step forward. All right, here we go. Another Utkatasana. We can do it. Bend your knees, sit your butt down and back. Hook your thumbs, inhale, arms overhead. Hook your thumbs the opposite way. Really important after deep hamstring stretching is to maybe just find a bit more of balance to the hamstrings again by engaging them. As you sit the bum down and back, can you reach your hands forward and up? Bend your knees. So we're getting into more of a contracted position of the hamstrings. Bend your knees. Sit your bum down and back. Reach your hands forward. Lift your arms up. Pull the hands apart against each other. The thumbs are hooked. Pull the hands up away from one another. Now try to lift your arms higher. You've got this. It won't last forever. Sit your bum down and back. Can you open your upper back more? Bring the arms back. Lift your chest. Lift your chest. Sit the bum down and back. Pull the lower ribs in a little. Lift the arms a bit higher. Whoo, baby. Sit a little lower. You got this. Lift those arm bones up. Okay, sit right onto your bum. Lie all the way down onto your back. Right down onto the ground. Wunderbar. Hands on either side of your hips, please. Feet are hip distance wide. You're lying on your back, preparing for bridge. Feet are hip distance wide. Press down into your feet. Please lift your pelvis up off the ground. Okay, and then pause. Like we've been doing the whole class. Can you roll your upper inner thighs down towards the ground? So you're internally rotating your legs a little. If you put your hands on your groins, it will kind of deepen the crease of your groin. So your genitals won't be as poofy to the sky. They kind of drop down just a little. Can you maintain that just and lengthen your tailbone a little forward towards the backs of your knees so your butt turns on very gently. And push down through the feet, lift the pelvis, the thighs a little higher. Put your hands back on the ground. Wrap your hands around the edge of your yoga mat, please. Wrap your hands around the edge of your yoga mat. Roll your shoulders under. And then try to pull your hands apart against the mat, as if you had a really thin mat and you knew that if you pulled the mat apart with your hands, you could tear it down the middle. Then you'd never have to do yoga again. Yay, or boo-hoo. Okay, press your feet down. Some days it would be like, oh my gosh, yay. So tired of yoga. And then other days you'd be like, oh no, I could never live without yoga. And push the shoulders down, lift the chest. Okay, stay up. Keep pushing the feet down, keep pushing the shoulders down. Pull your hands against the mat out to the side. Stay. So nice to just take time with poses. So often in Vinyasa we go quite fast, which I like to sometimes. Take one more deep inhale. Keep the knees hugging to the midline. Notice as when you get tired, do they start splaying out to the side? One more breath in. Breathe. And then lower down towards the ground. Straighten your legs, come right into Shavasana. Straighten your legs, come right into Shavasana. Don't worry, class is not over. We're just giving the body a chance to chill. Notice your breath. Can we measure our spiritual evolution through the ability to be kind, understanding, compassionate, the ability to be sensitive and feel our intuitive senses, the ability to perform mindful, deliberate action.
allowing feelings of deep fulfillment, peace, lightheartedness. Here we go, bend your knees. So we just set the parameters for how we measure spiritual progress. Did any of you hear Urdhva Dhanurasana? No. So if Urdhva Dhanurasana will help you experience more kindness, compassion, and love towards yourselves or others, if it assists you in deliberate mindful action, any of the parameters we set, then, go for Urdhva Dhanurasana today. If not, stay with bridge pose, okay? Lift your pelvis up, come to bridge. Stay in bridge or take your hands up beside your ears. Maybe come to the top of your head. Maybe straighten your arms, come all the way up. 5 breaths. Keep rolling the upper inner thighs down. 4. Keep pushing the floor away with your hands and your feet. 3. Breathe into your chest. 2. Breathe. 1 last full inhale. Exhale, come all the way down. All right, hug your knees into your chest. Not a big hug, just very gentle. Rock yourself backwards and forwards. Step or jump back chaturanga. Here we go. Chaturanga. Upward dog or cobra pose. Downward facing dog pose. We'll all meet in downward dog. Take a steady breath into your body. Steady breath out. 2 more breaths. Breathe. Try to find more of a neutral spine. Okay, 1 last deep inhale. Exhale, knees come to the ground. We'll set up for headstand, Shavasana. So if you're not taking headstand today, that's totally fine. You can take Dolphin Pose. Dolphin is a beautiful pose. Probably one of my faves. Such a great way to strengthen the shoulder. Okay, so Dolphin Pose. If you need to use the wall for headstand, feel free to scoot yourself to the wall. Elbows are on the ground, roughly shoulder distance wide. Okay. Tuck your toes. Lift your knees off the ground. Okay. If you're going to headstand, up you go. If you're staying in Dolphin, you have the option to lift 1 leg up in Dolphin Pose if you want more of a challenge. If you have neck issues, but you're comfortable going upside down, then you can just keep your head off the ground. Like you're doing a headstand, but your head is like 1 millimeter off the ground, or 2, or 3. So it's kind of like an headstand, almost like a forearm stand. Okay, so that's an option there as well. And then can you slow your breathing down? Deliberately place your eyes on one point. If you're in Dolphin and you have 1 leg up, switch legs. Lift your left leg up now, or whatever the other leg is for you. Regardless of where you are, push the elbows and the forearms vigorously down. Even if you're in headstand, see if you can maybe lift your head like 1 millimeter off the ground. That's how much weight's in your arms. Eyes are focused. Notice if you're favoring one arm more than the other, try to push evenly through both arms. Okay, everyone take 1 more inhale. Okay, exhale, lower the legs halfway to the ground. Okay, and then come all the way down to the ground. Child's pose. Take a moment, rest. Take a deep inhale. And a full exhale. Downward dog, your last downward dog pose. Yay! If you're in downward dog, gently nod your head yes. Gently nod your head no. Okay, bend your knees, look forward, jump through to seated. Wunderbar. Bend your right knee and bring your right heel in towards your groin.
Shavasana. Inhale, both hands up towards the sky. And exhale, fold over your left leg. Wrap your hands around your left foot. Or hold the shin. Forehead comes towards the shin bone. Can you begin to slow it down? Let your head release. Maybe even let your breath deepen in a softer way. Inhale, slowly come up. Well done, everyone. Switch sides. Right leg forward. Bring your left foot in. Inhale, both hands up. Exhale, fold over your right leg. Can you take really slow, mindful breaths? With each exhale, can you let the muscles in your face relax a little more? Inhale, slowly come up. Okay, tuck your right knee, bend your right knee, tuck your right heel towards your left sit bone, cross your left leg over your right leg. So preparing for a twist, Vinyasa. If that doesn't work for your body, you can keep your right leg straight out in front of you, cross your left leg over your right leg. Inhale, right arm up, reach nice and tall. Exhale, twist. Inhale, can you sit nice and tall through your torso? And exhale, twist. As you turn your head to look back in space, can you let your eyes land on a spot that feels relatively comfortable? So it's not creating too much strain in your eyes or your neck. 3 more breaths. Inhale, can you sit a little taller? Exhale, can you twist a little deeper? Okay, release, let's switch sides. So nothing fancy, just come to the other side. Right hand behind you. Left arm reaches up, full inhale. Exhale, twist, elbow to the outside of the knee. Inhale, sit tall through your spine. Exhale, twist. Can you let your eyes deliberately land on one place? Take 3 more slow, steady breaths. And please come back through center. Both legs go straight out in front of you. Inhale, reach both hands up. Exhale, forward fold over both legs. Let your head release. With each exhale, can you let yourself soften a little bit more into the shape? Let your head totally drop for the last couple breaths. Inhale, slowly come up. Please lie down onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest. And spread your knees wide. Grab onto each knee with one hand. And just gently rock your pelvis left to right. Just very gentle, very soft. Kind of like you're massaging your sacrum. Happy baby pose. Please take a Shavasana, corpse pose. Can you deliberately place your body here? Place your hands, place your feet. Place your shoulders on the ground. Place your skull. And once everything is placed, can you allow everything to relax? The fingers relax. The hands relax. The toes and feet relax. The face, the shoulders, relax.
Please take a deep breath in and out. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Take your arms up overhead, give your body a big stretch. Bend your knees. Roll onto your right hand side. And gently press yourself up. And please bring your hands together in front of your chest, palms touching. Can you be mindful of how you measure your progress towards something you value? And specifically with the practice of yoga, can you maybe measure your spiritual progress, your evolution, by your capacity to be compassionate, loving, understanding, to perform mindful, deliberate action, having the capacity to be sensitive to your intuition, allowing yourself to be fulfilled on a deep level, sensing peace and lightheartedness. Have a beautiful evening or day. Namaste.